don't really know how I feel about that. My sister asked me the other day how I feel about them wanting me dead. They say if something were to happen to me tomorrow, they'll have a block party.
I don't know what I did to make everybody hate trees. Everybody hate trees. I don't know what I did.
I don't really know how I feel about that. I mean, I do know how I feel, but like okay, my sister asked me the other day how I feel about them wanting me dead or wanting me in prison or something that happened to me like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, um, they say if something were to happen to me tomorrow, they'll have a block party. And like they probably would. The thing is about it is, if you look at the block, stop. The thing is about it is, if you look at the block, that's small. That's a small party. I don't care how packed the house is. That's a small party, man. She asked me how I feel about them wishing I was dead or wanting something to happen to me like that, man. And when she asked me that, what I told her was, I think about Maine too much. Just like that. I said, I just think about my brother too much. You know what I'm saying? And y'all will keep in mind, like, this ain't a person that just, lost his brother. Meaning, like, my brother died in my arms. Like, that's what I see. So, when she asked me how I feel about that, that's what I said to her. I think about my brother too much. You know what I'm saying? And then, we went on to talk, a couple of more hours, me and my sister, about, whatever. Then we got off the phone. But then when we got back on the phone, 5 to 6 hours later, it put it like 1 o'clock in the morning. It put it like 1 o'clock in the morning. And we were just talking about regular shit. And then I thought about her asking me, how did I feel about them wanting to be dead or wishing I was dead or whatever. I don't know how you say it, But I told her, I said, man, if you had to ask me that question, redo it, and I would have answered it, directly without prejudice with my brother, involved, the emotions and the feelings that I have about my brother to taint the answer. I said, to tell you the truth, how I feel about the homies, some of the homies in the hood that I grew up with that hate on me, wish I was dead, wish I was locked up, don't care if something happened to me, things of that nature. I told her, this is how I feel. How I feel is, I don't want anything to happen to them, whoever it is. If it's Pumpkin, if it's Sabrina, if it's Daisy, if it's Eastro, I don't want nothing to happen to none of them. If something happened, there would be an accident, they would get shot, die, anything, I'd cry. I'd be crying. I'd be, it would be sad. So that's how I feel. I feel like I don't want anything to happen to them, and I will be hurt and cry if something happened to them. So that's my feeling. I don't know about how I feel about they wanted me dead. I know how I feel. I don't want them dead. And my feeling, what I feel, is all that matters. And that's what I told my sister. That's all that matters, man. I mean, you got to think about it. Like my life, man. My life is way beyond College Park, man. We talking about, I don't, all the, it's damn near all the states I done been to. You know what I'm saying? 45 plus county states. You know what I'm saying? And got partners in each one of those states, man. So, my lifestyle and my life touches way, beyond the city limits of College Park. So if a person gonna have a party about me dying and celebrate, and if you look over there at them, I give them 100 people, even though it won't be 100. I give them 100 people right there. But then you look to the right and look over there where my loved ones at. It probably 30,000 right there. You know what I'm saying? And that's not including the fans and people of that nature, my followers and things of that. You know what I'm saying? We talking about Dontrese Knox, just the person. And then we talking about Dontrese Knox, the producer of New Orleans Exposed. Then we talking about Untouchables. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that, and that's Wayland, Germany and Japan and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, my touches, you know, my length is way beyond College Park, man. So, you know, all that, you know, I wish he was there, hope something happened to him, man. That's like get on the bandwagon, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, load up. Because that right there been like that since I was 17, 18. When I started robbing and snatching y'all ass up. You know what I'm saying? People been wanting that a long time ago. For real. You know, like, man, and that's sad though. That's sad to want something to happen to someone. To hurt them, to bring harm. And what's crazy is I was having a conversation with this girl 2 weeks ago, you know, a week ago. And, you know, we were having a disagreement because she's on the other side. And while we're fussing, and I'm saying, hey, man, you don't want to attack me on the internet for no reason at all. When I say that, she come back and she say something like, with Dontrese, remember that I'm not praying for no harm or hurt or foul to come to you or something. And in the argument that we having, that statement that she made was kind of like out of left field on what we was talking about. You know what I'm saying? She just say, Dontrese, remember, I'm not praying for no harm and no hurt like that. You know, and I just thought that was kind of odd. But, you know, however, we continue fussing a little bit more than she blocked. Okay. A week after that happened, man, I get a phone call, man. You know what I mean? My folks talking, and that person ended up telling me like, hey, Tree, man, them folk be wishing you dead, bro. Wishing shit happened to you. Man, do you know right then and there, that girl popped in my head on that sentence that she made, meaning she is the one who was one of the people that wishing that stuff on me. Because why would you even say a week prior to somebody telling me this, why would you say the conversation that has nothing to do with it, let me know that you're not praying for anything to harm me or hurt me? Meaning, if you're not praying for anything to harm me or hurt me, you don't even have to say that. Because you ain't praying for it. Why would a person say, hey, I'm not stealing if you're not stealing? Like, you don't got to say that. You ain't stealing. You ain't stealing. You want to explain that to nobody? You know what I'm saying? But that was a statement that this girl made to me prior to a friend telling me that they, you know, wishing harm and wishing, you know, this and this all on me, man. But like I said, man, you know, you got to get in line for that right now, man, because, you know, it's like a whole gravy train of people back there that wishes things on me. But I tell y'all this, real talk. With the people that I have touched and helped and supported, is far more people that want to see me succeed and wish great things for me than those little bitty, you know, that little trickle of dust right there, man. You know what I'm saying? And you have to think about your life. You know what I'm saying? You have to think about your life right now. If you're a person, and this goes for everybody out there in YouTube land, if you are a person that wishes something bad to happen to anyone, you probably need to reevaluate your life, your entire life, if you're a person that thinks that way, man. For real, because there's no in between in nothing that we do in life. You know what I'm saying? There's no gray area. You know, down to the choice that you make every day. They're either going to be godly choices or they're going to be evil choices. And we make those choices every single day. Now you have to ask yourself, how many evil choices do you make a day? And how many great godly choices do you make a day? And when you evaluate yourself right now and look at your scale, then you'll know who you are. And then you either can walk with your head up high or down low. And that's real talk, man. We right here live, Underground Source TV, with your host, TV and film producer Don Treese Knox, OG Black Boy, College Park. Stand up.
I don't know what I did to make everybody hate me. Oh, nigga, hate. The slip of my tongue, trigger finger for